Okay, here's how to of how I developed the slow reveal graph that you just saw. I go to Canvas, of course, like I mentioned, and go to the teacher toolbox on the home page. This will show you where I received the science challenge. Come on, Canvas. It's located in the area called CD sets because that's what the science challenges were formerly known as. This is the 8th grade Canvas course for teachers, and so every science challenge has been highlighted and is accessible. That way 8th grade teachers can actually go back and use this content and review in preparation for the state assessment. So the one I was using as an example is the 6th grade Unit 3, and so I'm going to click on that so you can see where we get the science challenge. Click here to download it. There's your answer key for the questions that were actually unveiled or that are asked on the science challenge, but there's so much more to actually uncover utilizing the slow reveal graph technique than we even asked in the science challenge. So here's what it looks like, and you'll note that I actually zoom in as much as I can without losing too much resolution, because ultimately I'm going to want to capture this graph, as you know. And this graph right here is the one I'm going to build the slow reveal from. I picked this one because it's least complex. It's one part of this whole story, and even though you may walk your students through the reading, like help them with the reading, read out loud, do a whole group reading, it's really about unpacking the meaning of these graphs, and seeing all of this in one page can be overwhelming. But remember, the slow reveal graph technique is to be utilized over time to create a routine in their mindset of how to unpack a graph when presented all the information at once, because we know on assessments they're there all at once. So you're training their brain. Now, if you have never used the snipping tool, this is absolutely critical in my work. Type in the search area and type in snipping tool. You'll get this. It's an app to make sure you have. I keep it pinned on my toolbar like all the time, and you'll get a little box swing tool, and it looks like this. And I want a new one, which I've already clicked new, and I always keep it in, I most times keep it in the rectangular mode to snip, but there's a free form if you had irregular shape things that you want to try to capture. So taking this little crosshair and framing exactly what I want. So I want this, and once I do that, it's copied to my clipboard, and I do believe I got everything I need there. You can redo it if you didn't get it. And so that's on my clipboard, so I don't need it anymore. So now I need to open up a PowerPoint, which I already have. I have a nice blank one, and then I go here and then I hit paste. So then I'll get the image. This is where I started with. I started with a main image, and the more you zoom in on the original image, the better for purposes of resolution. But for right now, we'll just kind of leave it at this. You want to play with that a little bit. And then you can see over here, here's the main one. And really what will be critical is making sure I keep a copy of that in case I mess up anything. So I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to paste a duplicate. Here's the one I'm going to work off of. So what I did was I went up, and I'm going to go out of range, but I click on a shape that I want, which is going to be the rectangle. So go into Insert, Shapes. I'll use this rectangle. And then I know I've really thought through how much I want to unveil and what I want to unveil first. So common practices, of course, get rid of the title. Shape fill, I make it white. And then, of course, the outline, white. So now that's gone. And I can sometimes I just take this shape and copy and then paste. And I got another one right here that I can rotate. Well, you get the idea here. So I'm using these shapes to cover all the information that I want to reveal slowly. So here's how I got rid of this axis information, and then copy, paste, another circle, get rid of, I'm going to hide. Nothing's being getting rid of, but I'm hiding information. And yep. And then of course another one over here. And through the magic of editing, I just went ahead and covered this. So you can see this looks like the very first slide you were exposed to first, and a little cleanup here, making sure we can see this and how I'm looking over in this area to see what it looks like. So that's the beginning. And so really what, now we take this slide, right click, copy, paste. So if this is the first thing, do you remember the first thing I asked you? At first I asked you about this question, and then what did I reveal? I revealed the numbers. So let's delete that one. Now I copy this one, paste, and that one's, then what did I reveal? I revealed the year, and then keep on doing this. Copy this one, and so on until I get to having all of it revealed. So then really did that, and we had our discussion, our thoughtful discussion, which led us to actually getting to the actual CD set of information with all three graphs. But that's all I did. That's it. I just snipped, I blocked information and slowly revealed it. But in that time frame, there was a robust conversation. Hopefully in the classroom, there was a really good conversation that you elicited many good thoughts by the students, and that's the way you do it. And so hopefully this is some use for you, and anything you can get on your computer screen and using the snipping tool, you have access to making a slow reveal graph. So hopefully this technique will help change some things in your classroom. And we know that this is actually the way the state assessments and even our DIAs, this is how we really assess the N11 standard a great deal, is having students interpret information. They don't, in fact, they are not asked in multiple choice form to design their own experiments, but they do need to identify good experiments. So it's really about the data gathering and the interpretation of information. So hopefully this little reveal graph technique will give you some new insights to building their confidence in interpreting information, and it's something that you can use.